Hey, and welcome. This is going to be a fun topic. What do you do with a mean girl? And I don't know if you've seen this movie or not, Mean Girls, but it is one of my daughters and my favorite movie. We have seen it numerous times. And if you haven't watched it, it's all about middle school girls, or actually I think they're freshmen in high school, and how brutal they are to each other. And there's the queen bee who has her little minions, and they're just mean to every other girl in the school. Horrible. And Lindsay Lohan, it's when she was younger. It's a funny movie. Tina Fey is in it, one of my favorite actresses. And I just have to ask you, do you still have mean girls in your life? Because most of us, if we've gone through that phase, either grow out of it or grow out of the need to be around a mean girl. And I've heard this expression over and over, and I really want to share it with you, that broken women break women. And if you have relationships in your life that are toxic, we are going to launch into finding your joy, protecting your joy, and flexing your joy. This is going to be a journey we're going to go on, but the first thing that we have to do is we have to identify and remove those toxic people that are in your life. So I want you to start off with your girlfriends. When you're hanging out with any of your girlfriends, do you find them picking at you, making fun of you, belittling you? Do you find yourself being uninvited or left out of certain things? These are all mean girl strategies from back in middle school and ninth grade. So again, you're a grown-ass adult. You don't need to have these women in your life anymore. I had, oh my gosh, for years I was shy. I was quote-unquote shy in middle school. 7th grade, 8th grade, all the way up until about 2 weeks into my 9th grade year, I was known as a shy person. And it was because of this one girl. And she just made my life miserable. I kept wanting to hang out with this other particular girl, and she would always try and, get that person away from me, and she was always talking badly about me behind my back. She was always just mean. And I became this shy person for years. And finally, my first couple weeks of 9th grade, I can remember the day. I can remember the exact location. I was in the bathroom at Mulholland Junior High School. It was 9th grade, second week of school, and Christine Taylor, who I adore, one of my dear friends all through middle school and high school, and she said, oh, you're so shy and quiet. And I just snapped, and I said, no, I'm not. I'm not shy, and I'm not quiet, and I'm not going to be that way any longer. And from that moment on, the rest of my 9th grade year, the rest of my life was just split wide open to a whole different me. As a matter of fact, in my 9th grade year, I went from being the shyest person anyone knew to class president and giving the graduation speech. So again, that was just because of one toxic person in my life that kept me down. Who's keeping you down? Again, it's one thing to have that happen and go on in middle school, but not at this point in your life. As an adult, you want to surround yourself with people who celebrate you, not tolerate you. I would rather be alone than to surround myself with people who tolerate me. It's just unacceptable in my life anymore, and it should be unacceptable in your life. You deserve the best. You deserve to have people in your life who think you're funny, who love you, who want to be around you. And if they don't want to be around you, why do you want to be around them? I was coaching a woman recently, and she kept trying to get into this group of women who kind of created a clique. I don't think it was an intentionally hurtful thing. they just liked being around each other, and they just sort of kept to themselves, and they didn't really include anyone else. I don't think they were trying to be mean, but she kept trying to insert herself into that circle. And I said, hey, go find people that actually want to hang out with you, think you're awesome, think you're cool, and at the next thing that you're at and they're there, don't even try, and just go have fun. And I was coaching her for about 6 months, and she took my advice, and by the last event that she was at, she was now included and invited. Sometimes when you want to insert yourself into a group of people, they're just not, it just comes across needy. So again, go find people who like hanging out with you. Go find people that enjoy your company, have similar interests. Stop trying to be someone else that they like. Be you and be authentic. And don't be obnoxiously authentic. Your personality, obviously you want to take into consideration the personalities and make sure that you're communicating the way you should, but respectfully, and not be a dysfunctional anything in your color. Don't be a dysfunctional red. Don't be a dysfunctional blue. If you don't know what these colors are, we have a product called Diffusing Communication that will totally eliminate everything for you and open up and unlock communication like you can't even imagine. But understand, this is the point. I can't even help you find joy if you have toxic people in your life. Now, if it's a spouse, can't do anything about that. That's going to take some counseling. If it's your kids, you need to have conversations with them, because you need to let them know that that's unacceptable. If they're mistreating you or belittling you or being obnoxious to you, you need to set boundaries and make sure that you explain to them, I don't belittle you, I expect you not to belittle me. I treat you with respect, I expect you to treat me with respect. And maybe it might take looking in the mirror. Are you treating your kids with respect? Because I know there was a time in my life when I was overwhelmed and busy and crazy that I would bark at my kids, and it was amazing how they were disrespectful back. It's a two-way street. We can't expect respect. We can't expect respect from those we disrespect. We can't expect respect from those we disrespect. Even our kids. So the whole do as I say, not as I do, it doesn't go over with kids nowadays. I don't think it ever went over with kids. So the family dynamic is one thing. You have to be around those people. You have to be around your kids. You have to be around your spouse. You have to be around your mom, your dad, your brothers, your siblings. But you can create boundaries, and we'll go into that at another time. But I'm talking about the relationships that you voluntarily bring into your life. You voluntarily allow into your life. These either celebrate you or tolerate you. And the ones that are just tolerating you and putting up with you, or whatever they come up with, the belittling stuff, just politely move them out of your life. You don't have to have a big, long, drawn-out conversation. You can put them into, not your inner circle, just put them into the other circle. Just kind of on an outer circle where they can't hurt you anymore. You call the shots. They don't. And it's time to get rid of the mean girls out of your life. So if you want to meet good, authentic women who will celebrate you, we have a great opportunity if you're in the Dallas Metroplex. We have a sisterhood social the second Sunday, usually the second Sunday of every month. And this next one is coming up on March 8th. And it's just, the women that show up to these socials are loving. They've diffused all these landmines I talk about in my book, gossiping, comparison. I mean, we're all works in progress, but we're at least aware of all these landmines and making sure that we don't blow these things up in our lives. And it's just an incredible group of women, and we would love you to be a part of this community. Make sure you text the word truth to 64600 to stay in the loop of where and when we get together.